Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be going over the top 5 stockbrokers for 2018 and beyond. So I made a video pretty similar to this one last year, and since then, many factors have changed. So I thought it would be helpful if we do a rundown on the top 5 brokerage firms for this coming year. And I'm really going to try to include brokers for everyone on this list. So if you're US based, or if you're international, or if you're looking to do some long-term investing, or maybe you're trying to do some day trading, options trading, penny stocks, whatever it may be, I think this video will be helpful for you. So let's not waste any time here. I really hate when people make these long video intros. So number 5 on this list is going to be Vanguard. And I really wanted to mention this financial institution first because I think that regardless of what type of investor you are, I think it's really important for everyone to have that retirement account or some type of account for long-term investing. So even if you're doing day trading, I think it's important to have that separate account for long-term investing. And that's definitely what Vanguard is best known for. So Vanguard is definitely the brokerage firm that you'll want to open up a brokerage account with and set up your IRA or some other type of retirement account with, and then continuously invest into index funds or mutual funds or ETFs for the rest of your life. Now, the average expense ratio on Vanguard funds is 0.12%, and the industry average is 0.62%. So that's definitely the best part about Vanguard, the fact that you can really invest your money with such low fees. They also have a pretty decent investor education page, which is something that I would deem to be pretty essential to any beginner investors. Now, before we move on to the next brokerage firm, I do need to mention that Vanguard is probably not a broker that you want to be actively buying and selling stocks on, simply because they're not really meant for that. They're meant for long-term index funds, mutual funds, those types of long-term investments. So if you want to do day trading, Vanguard's definitely not the option for you, but just keep that in mind because the next broker that we're going to be talking about is Interactive Brokers. This is a really great broker for anyone who's looking to get into trading on a regular basis or considering getting into penny stocks or even options trading, right? So now, I've heard a lot of great things about this company. I've talked to people all over the world through my YouTube channel who really have nothing but praise for Interactive Brokers. So I thought it really deserved a spot on this list for those of you who are looking to get into trading on a frequent basis. So they have considerably low commissions and fees. You'll end up paying about 5 cents per share in commissions. If you want to do any options trading, you'll be paying about 70 cents per contract, which I would consider to be pretty low in terms of fees for that. So their trading platform is excellent, but maybe a little bit too excellent for beginner traders because there's a ton of moving parts, and if you're new to investing, you may find Interactive Brokers to be a bit overwhelming at first, but they also have reasonably low margin rates, so that's something that I would personally avoid altogether, just buying on margin. But if you're someone who's experienced, it is nice to know that Interactive Brokers can definitely supply you with pretty low rates for when you're trying to buy on margin. Now, one of the downsides of international brokers, and really the reason why it's number 4 on this list, is that there is a good chance that you will need to have an account minimum of at least $10,000. And so if you're just starting off, it's probably not that easy to just find 10 grand laying around your house to put into your account. But if you're under 25, you only need $3,000 to open up an account with Interactive Brokers, though that still may be a high number for some people. And that's really why this broker is number 4 on this list and not higher up. But this is definitely a brokerage firm for more advanced traders and people who are going to be trading every day or maybe every week, and very active with their investments. So if you're trying to do long-term investing, I would probably shy away from Interactive Brokers because they do charge you fees if you aren't actively investing and actively trading every month. So just keep that in mind as well. Let's get into the next 3 brokerage firms. All right, so let's move on to number 3, which is going to be Fidelity. And Fidelity is a great overall brokerage firm, but the reason why I'm really putting it on this list is due to their research capabilities on this platform. So Fidelity has one of the best research platforms, and this is not going to be something that you're going to want to overlook. So a lot of people these days have stock brokerage apps like Robinhood, for example, which is great. I love Robinhood. I use Robinhood all the time, but it's extremely important to do an in-depth analysis on each company before making any investments. So Fidelity charges $4.95 per trade, which a few years ago would be considered probably extremely low for fees, but these days it's probably somewhere middle of the road in terms of fees. But really the reason why I like Fidelity is because it gives you a lot of flexibility. So you can set up some really great retirement accounts with Fidelity, or you can actively trade on their platform. They offer a wide variety of possibilities. And that's why I think if you had to open any one account, if you were only able to open up one brokerage account, I think I would go with Fidelity. There's no account minimum, so it definitely doesn't hurt to at least open up an account with the firm, check out their platform, see if you like it, and then if you don't like it, just open up a different account. It's really not that difficult. So let's move on to number 2, which I originally thought was going to be Scottrade, but they recently got acquired by TD Ameritrade. I was going to bump it off this list for this year because they do charge $7 transaction fees for every time you buy or sell stocks. But I had to leave it on this list for one reason, and that's for the fact that they acquired Scottrade, which means that they now have over 360 physical office locations throughout the United States. And I think that's something that I would personally be willing to pay a few extra dollars for. So having that branch location near you is something that I believe is going to be worth that extra cost, especially if you're a beginner investor and you may have some questions and you want to speak to someone who is fluent in your language that you can easily understand, sit down at a desk with, and they can walk you through exactly how to use their investing platform. I think that's a great option, and that's something that really is invaluable to have somebody really help you out with that. So they also have Thinkorswim, which is good for day trading and different types of short-term plays. But really, guys, I can't stress that enough, that having that customer service right there where you can walk in, you can say, hey, can I get a check from my account? Can I withdraw some money from my account? And they will help you right there on the spot in person. It's just so nice. But overall, you will be paying a little bit more in fees and commissions, but most of those fees are what's really going to be funding your local branch locations, which I consider to be worth it if you're investing for the long term. $7 versus $4 or $0, it's really not going to be that much of a difference. So the number one broker for 2018 has to be Robinhood. This broker offers free trading, which may sound kind of strange at first, but Robinhood is a very legitimate brokerage firm with millions of investors using their services every day. So this is the one that, I'm going to be honest, I was extremely skeptical of Robinhood at first because it just seemed too good to be true. Like someone told me, oh, you can invest into the stock market with 0 commissions. You don't have to pay anything. And I was like, man, that is not possible. But it is true, and I'll tell you that a lot of people on Wall Street are probably getting scared of Robinhood because they continue to grow very quickly and they're totally changing the game when it comes to how people invest. So Robinhood is an app where there's absolutely 0 fees, no strings attached, absolutely free, no account minimum to get started. I will leave a link for it down below if you want to download the app and get started today. So one of the downsides to Robinhood is that because they don't charge you any fees, they definitely do cut costs in certain areas. So like I said, research is going to be a lot more difficult on Robinhood. They don't have physical office locations, so you can't just walk in and talk to somebody like that. But what I did notice, and I was very surprised by this, is that their customer service, every time I call their customer service, I've had great experiences with it. And I'm going to be honest, like I actually was pretty surprised by this to see that, because when I called, I was not expecting some grandma from Oklahoma to answer the phone to be Robinhood's customer service and really walk me through and very personable through this whole process with my Robinhood account. I was very surprised by that. I don't know about you guys. If you've had any bad experiences with Robinhood, let me know down below, but I've personally just never had any bad experiences. Everything's been working great for my Robinhood account. I've had it for over a year now, and really no problems with it. I think I would definitely go with a Robinhood account if you're just starting to get into stocks. You just want to get your feet wet, maybe you just want to invest a little bit of money. I think Robinhood would be an awesome idea because, like, for example, when I first started investing, I first started in 2009 and I bought 1 share of Cedar Fair for $12. And I'm not even kidding, I kid you not, E-Trade costs $10 per transaction fee back in 2009. So I paid $10 for a transaction fee to buy a $12 stock. I was 11 years old, so I didn't really know what was going on. But, when you have these transaction fees, these high transaction fees for when you have small accounts, it's definitely difficult to sort of get a good start on that and actually be worth your time and your money to actually invest into a stock. Because most people, when they first start investing, they're not going to have $10,000, $20,000 to put into the stock market right off the bat. So that's why if you have a smaller amount of money, I would definitely consider using Robinhood. I don't know if I mentioned this yet, but they're only really available in the United States and I think Australia possibly. You're gonna have to fact check me on that one. But hopefully Robinhood does expand into the rest of the world in the coming years. Also at the moment, as of February 2018, you have to be 18 to open up a Robinhood account. They don't have custodial accounts available to you. So if you are a minor. If you're somebody who's under 18, I would suggest opening up an account with something like TD Ameritrade or Fidelity or Vanguard, and then you're just gonna have to pay that extra fee for every time you buy and sell stocks. So I think that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.